Hi.
Hi, am I audible?
Hi, you're absolutely audible.
Great, good to know. Good evening. How are you?
Yeah, yeah, good. I'm fine. Oh, what about you?
I'm also doing great. Thank you so much for asking. How was your weekend and how was your Diwali?
Yeah, the Holi was very fantastic. So I visited my village these last 4 months. I was in Mumbai, so it was quite a good experience. We um, we met all the friends and friends and relatives. So the 4 days were quite a fun experience. It was quite a fun experience.
Mhm.
So today morning, I returned in Mumbai.
Okay,
How?
only today
What about
morning.
you?
It was good. It was great. Like we enjoyed with family. After so long, I took the holiday for 3 days long and visited
Ah,
my uncle and aunt. So, and last Diwali we didn't celebrate. Yes, so it
oh,
was great
why?
now. Like last, like not this Diwali we celebrated, but the
Last
last
Diwali.
Diwali we didn't
Ah,
celebrate. That is why.
okay, okay, yeah.
So after so long,
And
we were
yes,
together now. So yeah, it was great
yeah.
experience. Hmm.
And in fact, your schedule is quite a packed. I mean, you have every now and then your session
Yeah.
scheduled.
Even
So
when I'm free, also that time also I just prefer to have session or talk to somebody. Like I messaged you in the group, and I message in three groups, three different groups, not only in just one group. Like whenever I'm free, I just message in those groups so I can just keep practicing. You are not audible.
am I audible? Actually,
Yeah, yeah.
phone
Yes, now
around
you
my
are yes, now you're audible.
Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah. So is there anything in your mind today which we can talk upon or discuss?
Yeah, we can. So, can we discuss on something books you have read, or I can share, or we can share both. I'll share the experience with my book,
Hmm.
the book which have impressed me, that I have
Sure.
learned something over the
Yeah.
years. So we can discuss. So if
Hmm.
you don't mind,
No, I don't mind at all. But the thing is that the books
yeah,
I admire and have helped me a lot. I think I have
yeah.
talked about those books many a times in my videos. Like the most, the book I like the most, or I have read multiple times, is the Do Epic Shit, which I always mention whenever
Ah,
it comes to talk about the books. Do epic shit and then get epic shit done. Those are my favorite one. I don't know how people perceive them, how people see
good.
uh, Ankur Wariku's life, struggle, failure, and
Ah,
all. But
yes.
these two books help me a lot whenever I feel lost or a little scattered. So
Okay.
in Do Epic Shit, it is kind of like if you open any page, something you will great. Like you can open any page of the book and you can start reading
Yeah,
from
yeah.
there itself.
I
Uh,
also read somewhere. I've not read the book. I have read the excerpts from that book. That on any page you can start on any page,
hmm.
random to get all the info.
Yes.
Every on every page you you get something informed of the life's lessons.
Helpful. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I found it helpful. And another
Okay.
book that helped me to change my mindset and my thought process a
Yeah.
bit, uh, which is The Law of Attraction, which is the secret book. And then, in order to make my life a little different, and when I wanted to incorporate new habits into my life, and suggested by many people too, that is Atomic Habit, which also I have read,
Yeah.
and Like nowadays I admire myself the most and I love myself. So and I have the gratitude towards everything whatever I have. And these things I have learned from the book, which is Think Like a Monk, written by Jay Shetty. So and
Correct.
about goals and all, when I was preparing for banking, so I got to know about the Ikigai book, the Japanese concept of finding your
Japanese
purpose.
book, yeah.
And yeah,
Yes.
the thing that you can make your career also in, and at the same time you can enjoy and you feel the contentment. So
Right.
that helped, the book has helped me a lot. Like that time I didn't have the book, but I
Mhm.
watched something on YouTube related to Ikigai. There I was able to
Ah,
find the things I enjoy and I want to do into my in my life. And that's how my journey
okay.
started actually. That's why that time, like a teacher who teaches mathematics to the banking students, Ashish Arora.
Mhm.
That time, he
Yes.
also had made a video related to this career, selecting, choosing the right career, right path,
Mhm.
and switching to the next one. And then if something is not working out, then try new things. Do not just blindly waste your
Yes.
time. Like if the family members
Right.
are asking you to prepare, or if the friends
Right.
and others are forcing you to do. So that
Right.
video and the Ikigai book, uh, these two things helped me a
Mhm.
lot. So I admire the books a lot. Like books have made me, books have changed me a lot. Books have, taught me a lot of things about
Yes.
myself. Like through books, I found myself too. So I admire a
Yeah, good to
lot.
know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, whatever you said, it's a right, because books teaches us a lot of things because we
Mhm.
cannot experience everything. So that authors they put their experience. So we get to learn from that experiences. And I also read some. I'm also interested to my one of my cousin had suggested me to read this Ikigai book. This is a Japanese book,
Mhm.
yeah, I know. And the whole idea of this book is, as she told me that whatever you love, you cultivate those habits and you grow yourself. So eventually, so you'll find that there is nothing like because in here we have the phenomenon of retirement at the age of 50, 58. So when you do whatever you love, so there is nothing that you should think that I should retire and do such. And in fact, uh,
Mm.
whatever the things that you are interested in, and if you are doing these things, so there's a thought that uh, you you are क्या बोलते हैं उसको अभी मैं I'll tell
You should
ऐसा है
start
कि
at the
आप
earliest in
बीमार
your
नहीं
young
पड़ते.
age also. That's what you are saying. You should start
Yes.
at the earliest when you are
हाँ यार.
working. You should allocate some separate
Yeah.
time to that
Whatever you're
hobby if you
interested
want
in,
to
whatever
incorporate.
just I'll share
Hmm.
you whatever you're interested in, and if you are starting doing the cultivating those habits and hobbies,
Mm-hmm.
so you will not fall sick. So there's other phenomenon because you are so interested and so so busy doing these things, so you will not get any time for thinking the other way.
Mm.
So it will help to evolve you as a better person. So
Absolutely.
that is the whole idea I have heard. So
Hmm.
do you remember any chapter or any story or from that Ikigai book
Ikigai.
that you can share?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Ikigai I read in 2022. So I just remember the whole
Oh,
idea, what is all
it's like
about. I don't exactly remember
ah,
the
yeah, correct. Yeah.
chapter or
It
anything.
is also my yeah, yeah. I I want to share today. I have read a book. I have read few books, and uh, I also that author Mud, Sweat and Tears. The book's name is Mud, Sweat and Tears, and the
Okay.
author is the that show on National Geographic, Man
Mm-hmm.
vs. Wild,
Okay.
Bear Grylls. Bear Grylls. So in that book, Mud, Sweat and Tears. he has put forth his whole life. So how he started, because there's a few military services that are very toughest. Uh, just like we have Indian paratroopers. So there's a special air service in UK. So there's a toughest exam, and you have to go through all the processes for selecting in. So there's a so while doing this, he was following from helicopter from something 8-10,000 square feet. I don't remember exactly. And
Mm-hmm.
unfortunately, his parachute was not open,
Working.
and so he was fallen on back, and people were saying that he will not get up again, and so he will not. In fact, he will not be. He will die of that incident. But then he started, and somehow he was survived, and he didn't started to uh, started slowly, gradually walking. Then and after that incident, he that uh, he has achieved that he climbed the Mount Everest after this incident.
Okay.
So it's a very toughest job. So
Mm.
because it needs a lot of guts and your practices and everything. So this is a story of mud, sweat, and tears. So there's in special air service, uh, you have to walk through the mud, and so maybe 100 kilometers or something
Mm-hmm.
like that, and how and eventually you fall in tears.
Mm-hmm.
So that story is all about his struggles. So that's and
Okay.
I also remember the book Alchemist. I think I have we have talked in our last conversation that Alchemist who Paulo Coelho stated that in person's life, if person have one of two attitudes, either to build or to plan. Do you remember that story?
No. Can you repeat it?
A person have one of two. Yeah, yeah, yeah. In life, a person can have one of two attitudes, either to build or to plan. Those who are builders, they take years over their task, and when the building is completed, and then they find that they are hemmed in by their own walls, and life loses its meaning when the building stops. When the building stops, and then come those who plan. They
Mm.
endure all the vicissitudes of the season, and they rarely rest. Unlike building, garden never stops growing, and it also allows life of a gardener to be a great adventure. All gardeners recognize each other because they know that in the history of each plant lies lies the growth of the whole world.
Mm.
So I love this author Paulo Coelho, and there are plenty of Marathi authors also. Uh, Lisa Khandekar, Madgurkar. So these are Marathi authors. So when I entered in this pharmaceutical field 15 years back, so I was not really getting an opportunity to read these books. So whatever I have read this, it was before 2009. But uh,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
so
And I guess that time you didn't
so
have the internet or didn't have that much distractions,
no,
and
no, no.
it
Yeah,
was
yeah.
a bit
That's
easier
why I
to.
was able to read this much. Yes,
Hmm.
and
Got
in today's
it.
era, every now and then we are, opening our mobile, so it's a distracting environment. So I'm
Hmm.
trying to do this. I'm to keep these mobile phones away, but it's hard to do this. But uh, I'm thinking something on this to keep distractions away. And
Hmm.
if you read a book once a week or once a month, so you'll get the experience of the so few hundred books going forward.
Yeah, yeah. I also appreciate and admire people who read books, because this is one which can definitely help you immensely in terms of learning the
Yes.
language and in terms of even changing your own lifestyle, mindset, and whatever the doubts you have regarding life and career and anything. Nowadays, it's easier to find the solutions. Even it's easier to find the solutions on social media too. People get the ideas, people get the answers, but they don't implement it really into their life, and that is the problem. And that is why, without just implementing those advices and taking that seriously, they just start comparing themselves to others, and that's how they are just becoming a little more miserable, and then have a lot of doubts and not have that much courage to face the fear and to go beyond
yeah,
because of these
yeah. In fact,
social
we should.
media.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes. In fact, we should have this courage to face the whatever we are like lacking.
Hmm.
So if we go on practicing this, then eventually you will find yourself a better version of
But
yourself.
I have seen one thing.
Courage
I
is
have observed that people like you who are into business, they know the worth of the communication skills. They know the worth of
right,
knowing
right.
this language. And I have been connecting to people from our group itself. You know that, right? And all are
Yeah, yeah,
businessmen and all are very serious. Like whenever
correct.
they get the opportunity, they try to grab it, and uh, like they are
Right,
very consistent with the practice. That's what I like the most, and I have
right.
observed this one thing in businessmen. I have observed it. Like they are ready to
Yeah,
grab the opportunities, and they know the worth, and they are working. uh, Even I have
yeah.
a two three other groups also. In those group, if I mention
Uh-huh.
that, okay, if there is anyone who wants to have a session, they're not that much
Uh,
eager to grab the opportunity.
response. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But people who are into business, they know like
Uh,
the worth. So
yeah, they are more
according to
serious,
field
and
also
yeah,
it.
they know the value. Yes,
Hmm.
they know the value of communication, because this is the world of communication, and you have to share whatever your ideas. In
Hmm.
fact, you sell your ideas. So that's what you get the opportunities to work with the peoples and with work with the better organization. So this is
In
the whole idea behind the.
from our own group, I connected to you first, then Harish sir, then
Yeah.
Satish sir, then again you. Like
Mhm.
like all are working professionals, all are into business,
Ah,
but they
yeah,
are trying to grab the opportunities because of like
right.
that they know the proper use of it and the worth of it.
Important. Yeah.
Hmm.
These communications, this sort of communications, they help you, you know, to. I have explained this. These communications help you to build, some or the other way.
Definitely. Yeah. Harish
And
sir has
this is
shared like, and I have seen him a lot of times. Like he is very
okay.
consistent.
Yeah.
He talks to many people. He talks to many YouTubers too.
Mm,
So from there I got to know like people who are totally into it, they know the worth. Like people who have to connect to people on regular basis, they know that
right.
communication skills, especially in English, is
Right.
really, really
Yeah.
imperative. Hmm. Okay.
Yeah.
May I ask you something
And
like, if like is there any fear that you think the biggest fear you have, and what are you doing in order to deal with it? Any fear?
so far as I know, I had the fear of, uh, I don't remember what fear I have, because I exposed myself to life very, very, I exposed myself to the challenges.
Oh,
So fears, actually, I never unable to express myself. What fears I have? Yeah, fears of
wow. You don't
communication
have. It
and
means
the challenges.
you
Yeah.
are taking too much time to think of the fear. It means you don't have any fear.
Ah,
That's lovely.
I,
The youngsters have a
my
lot of fears nowadays.
philosophy. They have philosophy because they have not experienced the stages of life. So we have gone through stages of life. I have experienced multiple
Mostly
adulthoods I
the
worked in.
fear of
So,
rejection because
yeah,
of this.
fear
Hmm.
of rejection is there, but we should work on that fear of
Try, we
rejection.
should.
Yeah. See,
Hmm.
whenever a person is there, so there is not a single person on earth who was not rejected. Even the
Hmm.
greatest personalities, they were rejected. This is a process. Whenever you reject it and you fall upon, then you start building yourself. So this is a process, and this is a natural process. One cannot deny or you should straight away
This
go
is a
in the
natural
top.
process. Yeah.
You should go with this, and you should expose to this process, and you should enjoy it fully.
Mm.
If you fall, so and this is philosophy of my life,
Mm.
what I can say, and uh, so I was very bad at I was very bad at writing. I was bad at writing. So last couple of years, I started to
Mhm.
write, and I was
Hmm.
unable to write even a single sentence or so. So I was reading very reading much every now, but reading what I was missing. So I started practicing. So
Mm.
I'm happy to share that now I can read, if you give me any topic, I can read a page, I can write a page
Right.
or 400, 500 words.
So over
So this
time you
has helped.
have built, yes, the skill.
All the time. Yeah.
Mm.
And I'm not that much perfect, but perfection is the process. So
Process.
it's a incomplete process. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
agree.
you write, yeah, you write a word, you write a sentence, then you write a paragraph, then you write a story, small,
Mm.
anecdote. So you grow like this only. And I'm keen to read books of that are more of autobiography because it's the experience how they face
Hmm.
rejection of the life.
Hmm.
And how did they? So insult, facing the insults, so facing the rejection is the course of life, and you should explain this at the earliest, not earliest, but whenever you get there. And this is the
Hmm.
process that you go gradually.
Hmm. And people just give up before going into the process. I just give up before, like
Ah,
imagining the result, the outcome that, oh, I'll get rejected. And so they just even don't experience the process itself. First, go into it,
ah,
enjoy that, try
right,
it.
right.
Later, and you will learn something. At the end, when you got even the rejection, also, you will feel like I have learned a lot through this journey, right?
Yeah, that's the point. You learn many things, in the process. So
Hmm.
suppose I'll tell you the example. Uh, I was giving interview in MNC 5 years back, and that interviewer asked me, what are your achievements? And I started sharing my achievements, and so
Hmm.
he was saying that he was a RSM, means, he was the regional service manager. And when I started sharing it, what he replied, "यार कुछ भी मत फेंको."
Uh-huh.
So I started actually. So मेरे को लगा कि I thought that I will get rejected, but he was uh, वो प्रोसेस का फ्लो ऐसे हुआ कि वो बोल रहा था कि कुछ भी मत सीखो, कुछ भी मत सीखो, तो वो भी ईगर था कि मेरे एक्सपीरियंस सुनने के लिए. एंड आई शेयर्ड हिम ऑल द एक्सपीरियंसेस. I shared him the process, how I will
Hmm.
achieve the set goal of the
Hmm.
organization. And that interview lasted for 40 minutes, and eventually I was selected for that
Wow.
organization. It was an MNC.
Great.
So
Hmm.
you should. And I currently I am working in Mumbai, so it's very difficult, tough and difficult to work in
Yeah.
Mumbai for a person who has worked in Sangli, Kolhapur, like villages. So there's a culture and there is a difference of culture, language, people, situations, circumstances, and you know. So you need to learn every now and then. So my initial months were very struggling. So at the end of the day, I was thinking that yeah, where have I came? So I was thinking that I will grow here, but at what price? So but now I'm very happy, that I'm daily I'm experiencing uh, many new things that I would not expose to if I were working in there, Sangli
Hmm.
Kolhapur. So this experience build you. And I have many experiences. So I have started writing down those experiences also. So very interesting those are. Uh, so in fact, what I want to say is you should experience everything, even rejection, even failures,
Humanization.
and
Yes.
failures has the beauty. Rejection has the beauty. You should find that beauty. And what are the
Absolutely.
rejection and failures? These are the two terms, same terms, and these are the same attitudes of the minds. What is success? Success means I'm getting that I'm able to convince you to sell my product.
Hmm.
And if I'm not able to convince you or something, so that's not it. So we should consider equal success and failure. Then you will start enjoy both the processes.
Yes. True. Yeah. I still have some fears. Like one is I'm
Yeah.
trying to overcome, which is meeting new people. Really, it's scary for me.
Ha, ha, ha.
Uh, it's not like that. Like they will do something to me, but it's like what should
Mhm.
I talk to them if I don't know
Ha,
them?
ha.
Like if we know people,
Yes, yes.
then I know. Like I know
Mm.
you now, right? Or anybody if
Right,
I
right.
know them, and in our
Yeah.
in this field particularly when I talk to anyone, I know what are the things we are going to discuss and what is the we have a same similar niche we are working on.
Yeah.
That is why we are able
Right.
to connect
Agree.
and we are able to talk. But in person if I
Yeah.
meet somebody, I don't we don't have any
Ha.
connection between, we don't have any particular thing that we can talk upon, or not even any relation, not even any nothing. So this is kind of a fear in me when I meet any new person. I'm not able to open up, I'm not able to
Ha.
participate wholeheartedly in the conversation. And there people call me a little arrogant, and people think
Ha.
that I have the ego. But the
Introvert.
reality, I know the reality, because I don't get
Ha.
what should I talk to them, what
Yeah,
should I
yeah.
discuss with them. So
Yes.
like some people are into politics, but I'm not into that. So I don't know anything
Ha.
about it. So I'm not able to
Yeah.
ask anything or discuss or debate with them. And
Yes.
some like the ladies from the village itself or from the family, they are into like
Mm.
dresses, jewelry, functions. I'm not into that too. I don't want to talk about what she wore in that function or how was the color and how was it. I'm not into that at
Right.
all. So I don't participate in those conversations, and even I don't enjoy talking about others. When two people are there, they should talk about themselves only. But here they don't have that kind of
Ha.
mindset. Then again I don't talk.
Right.
So they're like she's arrogant. And that is why I most of the time I refrain from meeting people, and meeting new
Yes.
people is really really challenging for me to strike up the conversation and just spend
Yes.
sit with them for a long period of time. It's difficult. Once I'm comfortable,
Mm.
once I know a little bit about them, so like initially we
Mm.
don't know the mindset, the belief systems. If I start
Yes.
talking about anything, I don't know what kind of the person or she is, or what kind of mindset he has, or what kind of thought process she or he has. Otherwise, if I say something, it can be a little harsh, or it can be
Yeah.
little disturbing for the other person. So that's why also I am not able to. So I think sometimes it's like I think too much before talking to anyone. Sometimes people say to me these things, uh, that you
Yes. Yes.
always do the overthinking. Do not just think that much. It's just like a conversation, just like meeting a new people. You can. And second fear, it is interconnected, I must say, which is like marriage. Getting married is the scariest thing again.
Yeah.
Like
Ah.
this
Yeah. Yeah.
one this one decision can change your life entirely. Like if you are with the right
Right.
person, things will go good. Like ups and downs are the part of the life. It's not like oh
Yeah.
I'll
Yeah.
be
They are
in
the
the
parts
good
of
and
life.
happy family. It's like
Right.
yeah, we understand that. But if there is the wrong person, you are with the wrong partner, then your life can be ruined entirely, right? So these are the two
Yeah.
fears in me still, and
Yeah.
trying to
I want
overcome.
to share. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have to share a different story. So I don't fear at all. Whenever I'm meeting
New
people who
people.
are new,
It's
and
you are
yeah,
habitual now, I guess.
I'm habitual. Why I'm habitual? because I was scary initially a few years back. So
Mm.
I was thinking that if I meet him, if he will ask me, and if I share something, and he will deny. So
Mm.
I'll tell you the what is it? What we are thinking. The other guy is also thinking the same way.
Ah, I never thought about
Ha.
it.
So ha. So he also tell me if I share with you. So whenever going with these events and meeting new people, be very genuine, and you're very your nature is very genuine, and I must tell you that you have a very huge talent because you have developed yourself into a professional. You have a YouTube channel with more than 40,000 subscribers, and every other day you're sharing some of the other videos, and so it takes very much struggle, and it takes the talent of the other one, but more than talent is also there, but you are you're giving all your efforts. So there is no very few people there are, so they are putting so much efforts. So you're very genuine, and whenever meeting new people, be with a very blank slate. So it will help you to very natural and comfortable with the other person. So the other yeah, and village and particularly in women, there is they have the I know that they have that because they're thinking the other way, but be
Mm.
very genuine, let it be. I have told you that a few minutes back that we should accept everything in a positive way. Even
Mm.
this many times people unknowingly insult you. Means they have not the intention to insult you, but
Mm.
suppose a person who is unmarried, he's attending the ceremonies. Some relatives come and they ask you, "Where are you going to marry?" So we find this very difficult to answer this, but take it in a very polite way and take it as easy. Everyone's life has their own struggles, and every life on this planet, life, they are struggling in some or the other way.
True.
So yeah, being very genuine and being very natural and in a polite way, and the ones who have who have this who has understood this who are enough mature, so they are very polite and they face it, and I have experienced tremendous setbacks in my life. In
Mm.
fact, I'm feeling meeting people who know me. It's a very rare times, but meeting new people is quite an interesting thing. They are also
Mm.
equally, who this
I become
person.
really a good friend after meeting to the same person 3 to 4 times. They say, like, you are not that much shy, but you
Ah,
pretend. I said, no, I don't pretend. It is difficult for me to,
ah,
open up in the first meeting or in the first 1, 2 meetings. But
oh,
once I
yeah,
become a good friend of anyone, I am really,
ah,
appreciate myself a lot in that case.
yeah.
Like, I am very
Yeah,
good at
that's so
maintaining
beauty.
that.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, and you're professional. You develop yourself with this skills. Even I also not. I'm working in this field from 15, 16 years, and I'm learning to achieve grab these things, connection skills. I can write, but whenever speaking, I was a good speaker, but the failures and setbacks have they have tremendously uh,
Affected you.
affected me. Yeah, affected me.
Mm.
So that time, whenever I was giving a speech in my college, or so I was just reading and biology. So whenever I'm speaking, so I go with
Mhm.
a blank slate, just like so, and say whatever your mind says, and if you are genuine, people also admire you
It is, I
because
guess, my
this is the process.
innate, I must say, the quality, because I just take time to
Yeah,
understand others. And That
yeah,
some people understand that okay, she has to take time and then she just becomes a good friend or not. But
uh,
some people take it in a
yes, you
negative way
have.
also, like she's not speaking if she's meeting for the very first time. There's like, अच्छा उनकी बेटी है ये तो बातें नहीं करती है like
Like,
कि
okay,
she's a
so
YouTuber,
negative
so
people,
maybe she. Hmm. But I
but you
genuinely
know,
want to know the person, and then I just
yes,
have some kind of conversation or friendship with if I want. So it's just like my innate thing. I cannot just change it entirely.
right? And you have the skills of communication, and I'm also, I have that, my intention to go with, go forward and learn these skills every now and then. But, at this, so you are very, a genuine person, a person who is
Thank you.
very, so that's what I can say.
Yeah, our meeting is just going to end in a two
Yeah,
to
yeah,
two
yeah.
to three
It
minutes.
yeah, it was nice to connect. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was nice to connect with
absolutely.
you, and that we had connected on the last, I think last week, and I was in a restaurant, and so it was very noisy, and but how is today? It is okay. Are you able
It
to listen me
is,
properly?
yes, yes, it is
Is there,
okay.
there is
And
there's no disturbance now?
no disturbance. Yeah, no disturbance, nothing like voice, background noise, no. So I'll just edit the video and then I'll upload it.
Okay,
Yeah. Hmm.
great.
Okay, then we can just wind up the session right here.
Okay,
I think you are still outside
yeah. No, no, no. I came here in my hostel
office.
because
Oh,
in like high office
okay.
next month I'm bringing my wife, and because
Hmm.
it's in Mumbai, there are plenty of challenges. So I just want to end this session, conclude this session with a thought on philosophy, because
Hmm.
recently I started reading on philosophy. So there's a whatever philosophies. So philosophy is like just philosophy is like a it is like a blind man in a dark room looking for a black cat. Philosophy is like a blind man in a dark room looking for a black cat which is not there.
Okay.
So some people
Deep.
say that philosophy is
It's really
so some
deep.
people say that philosophy, yeah.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's a process. So have started with. So I thought I must share with you this other way. Okay.
Hmm. A blind man in a dark room looking for the
For a
black.
black cat
Hmm.
which is not there.
Okay.
So ऐसे भी बोलते हैं. It's the other way that
Hmm.
philosophy philosophers have. They are
Yeah.
really they have
Hmm.
studied the philosophies of life and struggles, then
Yeah.
or how we face the uncertainties of the life.
Hmm. So
You know,
yes.
and
Mm-hmm.
so
Thank you. Thank you so much for
yeah,
sharing
I
all the
request to
insights.
give
Uh huh.
yeah. Thank you so much. I also enjoyed this session.